Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Nama Parvati, Badaye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Sitsabesa, Sivasidambaram, தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். எடுக்கும் மாக்கதை இந்தமிழ் செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ்செவி நீள்முடி கடக்களிற்றை கருத்துள் இருத்துவாம். உலகலாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலி வேணியன் அலையில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான். சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேறிலை அதில் சார் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மேற் தெய்வம் இல்லனும் நான்மறை செம்பொருள் வாய்மை வைத்த சீர் திருத்தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் உய்வை தரச் செய்த நாள்வ பொற்றாள் எம்முயிர் துணையே. தில்லைவாழந்தனரி முதலாக சீர்படைத்த துலையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகையடியார் பதம் புற்றி உலையவர் புராணகதை உலகறிய விரித்து உரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் சேக்கிழாரடி போற்றி. ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் பணிவோம். பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூடிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருநீலகண்டம். Dear devotees of Lord Shiva, welcome back to Periyapuranam English Discourse series. So in this series, so far we have completed 2 divisions, 2 charakams, Thirumalai Charakam and Thiruvalandara Charakam. As we completed Empiran Eripatha nayanar Puranam during the last session, we have finished Thiruvalandara Charakam as well. So today we are going to start the next Charakam, Ilaimalinda Charakam, which is the second song of Tirthonda Tohai. Usually Charakam means division. The division name is found by the first 2 words of Tirthonda Tohai song. Ilaimalinda Eripatha Kadiye. So it's called Ilaimalinda Charakam. So this Charakam covers all the Nayanmar's name listed out in this song by Srimad Nambiyar. So let me pay my obeisance to the lotus feet of David Chekla Swamigal and also to the 57th Pontiff of Punapati Kalyanapuriyadina, Shilasi Guru Mahasanidanam, Shilasi Rajasarana Manikvasava Swamigal as well. With the blessings of the Almighty Lord Shiva, let's go ahead and get started. So today we are going to talk about the wonderful history of Empiran Eripatha nayanar. Eripatha nayanar lived in Karur. Karur was one of the 5 capital cities of ancient Chola Empire. If you recall, we did discuss about those 5 cities in Eripatha nayanar Puranam. If you want to know the remaining 4 cities, go and watch Eripatha nayanar Puranam. So Karur was one of those 5 cities, capital cities of Chola Empire. In Karur is a famous temple. It's still there, Shiva temple called Karur Arnilayappar. Arnilayappar. Arn means cow. Since Kamadhenu worshipped the Lord Shiva in Karur, the temple is called Karur Arnilayappar. Eripatha nayanar lived in Karur and he was a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva, and his body would always be adorned by the bright holy ash and Rudrakshamala. His sole aim in life was to serve Lord Shiva and his devotees and protect the devotees of Lord Shiva. He had a sharp parasu, axe, just an axe, and that was very useful to Nayanar for punishing those who offended Lord Shiva devotees and also hindered the services to Lord Shiva. So what he usually does is he would hurl his axe on the offenders mercilessly. There will be no mercy if anyone offended Lord Shiva. So this had given him the name Eripatha, that means throw, which means devotee who throws the axe. Eripatha nayanar. He was valorous and did not have any fear in any of its known forms. He held the Almighty Lord Shiva and his devotees in his highest esteem. So, in the same city, Karur, there was another great staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. His name was Sri Shivakami Antar. His daily routine was to pluck fresh flowers from the garden, and then he used to make garlands out of them to be offered to the Lord of Karur. He used to do that every day. And the Vijayakala Swamigal did explain in detail about how he was plucking the flowers and also the etiquette that one needs to follow if he wants to make a garland for Lord Shiva. So Sivagami Anda would cover part of his face with a piece of cloth, while plucking flowers, so that he doesn't defile the flowers that need to be offered to Lord Shiva by breathing on them. Because when you breathe, you inhale oxygen, and when you release the air, it becomes CO2, carbon dioxide. It will spoil anything. So he was covering his face with a piece of cloth so that the flowers won't get polluted. And he went for the flowers that were not polluted by bees. So before even the bees wake up in the morning, he would wake up early in the morning and pluck those flowers. So the flowers, he would put those flowers into a basket. The basket will hang in one end of a long stick. He'll keep it like that. And then he would go to the temple. From there, he would make garlands. Then he would offer them to Lord Shiva. That was his regular service to the Lord of Karur. And at one auspicious day, a grand festival was getting celebrated in Karur, early temple, and the whole town was very well decorated. Devotees, people had gathered all over, and they just assembled like sea. Swami Andar went to the garden as usual. He plucked the fresh flowers from the garden and kept them in the basket. He tied them in the stick. Then, and the basket was hanging in one side of the stick. Then he was on his way. He started heading to the temple. His way to the temple to make garlands for Lord Shiva. When he was heading to the temple, at that time, a royal elephant that belonged to the Chola kingdom, which had just took bath in the river, and it was also coming on the same way, and it all of a sudden it got out of control, started running wildly in the street of Karur. It tossed down while it was going, it was doing the rampage, it tossed down the flower basket from that Sivami Anda was carrying and continued on its rampage across the street. People got scared and they ran away, all of them ran away. But Sivagami Anda saw his basket was getting tossed down by the elephant, and the flowers, all of them spread across in the dirty soil. And he saw his flower laying laid on the dirty soil. Now that's no longer fit for worship. He started shedding tears and crying uncontrollably and inconsolably as well. That was very sad. He started crying. And hearing his sad tone, Eripatha nayanar had the piteous cry of Sivagami Anda. Then he rushed to the spot immediately. He found out the cause of his heartrending cry from the others. They said the elephant came, it was going on a rampage, and it just tossed down his basket. All the flour fell down the soil. Then he asked, where did the elephant go? Then they said it was heading this way. Then he charged ahead and stood in front of the mad royal elephant. He just couldn't tolerate that. See the love he had for Shiva and his devotees. Will we ever do that? We'll say, we'll give you new flowers. He went after an elephant, not just someone, just a human being, an elephant. He threw his sharp axe at the royal elephant. Its trunk got cut off completely. Then the royal elephant let out a terrifying sound, fell down on the earth, and then it died immediately. He didn't even spare the Mahout and his companions. He tossed his axe at them as well. There are five of them, five servants accompanying the royal elephant. All of them, he killed all of them as well. All five men got killed by Nayanar. So he killed the elephant and also the five servants who were standing there on the ground. Then the news about the death of the royal elephant and the five servants reached the king. Who was the king at that time? The king was also a Nayanmar, the great Pugalchola Nayanar. Pugalchola Nayanar is another staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. We will talk about his dedication and the services he did for Lord Shiva in his Puranam. But he was a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva, had intense love for Shiva and his devotees. The moment he heard that, because he's true king taking care of his people like his eyes, then he became very angry. Someone killed the royal elephant of the Chola Empire and also killed five men on a daylight. That means the city is unsafe. It's out of control. So he became very angry, and then a single person could do such a big damage. Then he ordered the group of soldiers, march to the spot, and I will also come along with you, and we must punish the offender. Then the whole force started marching to the spot, and they reached the spot. Pugalchola Nayanar was sitting on a horse. Then he spotted a Shiva devotee. So he got puzzled by the sight of the five people and the elephant, blood everywhere. And then he saw a Shiva devotee standing with Parasu. They said he was responsible for this crime. And no one could go close to Eripatha nayanar because they know about it very well. Pugalchola Nayanar couldn't believe that the devotee of Lord Shiva would kill five men and his royal elephant without any reason. Something had happened. Kulainan Kadinanuku Anbanayinar Pilebadi Nandi Kulla. That means he wouldn't have punished unless they made any mistake. He wouldn't have punished. Then he started wondering what was the crime committed by his royal elephant and the five servants of his administration. Then he got off the white horse, went close to Eripatha nayanar. He paid his obeisance to Nayanar because Nayanar was having a great Trivedam. Trivedam needs to be respected, irrespective of whether you are king or not, and politely asked him, dear devotee, what exactly happened? I'd like to understand. Then Eripatha nayanar explained the incident to the king. King, your royal elephant, which had bathed in river, got out of control, started running wildly in the streets of Karur. People got scared and it tossed down the flower basket of Shivagami Andar, who serves in Karur Adaliyappa temple. He plucked flowers for the Almighty Lord Shiva. Your elephant tossed down those flowers on the on the dirty soil, and your five servants that were taking care of the elephant failed to control that elephant. So that's why I killed the elephant and also killed the five servants who failed to control the elephant. It's Shiva Barada. That's why I punished them. A Shiva devotee was heading to Anile at the temple to make garlands, and his service was completely hindered by this elephant and the five men. That's why I punished them. He explained. Then poor Chola Nayanar was shocked to hear that. And he felt hearing that from Eripatha nayanar, he felt very guilty and told Eripatha nayanar, I am the king of this country. The royal elephant, the five men were part of my administration. So you punish the elephant, also the five men who failed to control the elephant. And I am also responsible for the sin that the flowers that were supposed to be offered to Lord Shiva got wasted in a dirty soil. So I am also responsible for this mistake committed by my elephant and my servants. So your service wouldn't get fulfilled if you don't punish me as well. So I request you to kill me as well. Hiptarana was shocked to hear that from the king. Nayanar went on saying, by the way, I am not entitled to be killed using this holy axe. I just don't deserve that. Because I am the head of the whole administration and I let it happen. Then he immediately drew out his sword and handed over to Eripatha nayanar. Please punish me as well. Nayanar said to himself, Eripatha nayanar, oh my God, what a great Shiva devotee this king is. The king cannot be punished for the mistake of his elephant. Certainly not. On the other hand, I was accusing the king. I think I should go ahead and cut off my own head to set things right by sacrificing my own life. Then he was about to, Eripatha nayanar, when Nayanar was, Spolchola Nayanar was handing over the sword, he immediately accepted. He took it from him because if he didn't do it, he would have killed himself. Spolchola Nayanar. That's why he took it from him. And then Eripatha nayanar was about to kill himself. The king got shocked to see this. He grabbed the sword from the hand of Eripatha nayanar. Then immediately a brilliant light appeared in the sky. A voice spoke, none other than the Lord Shiva from the sky. The light and sound were both caused by Shiva. Swami said, I wished devotees, I wish the whole world to know your greatness, and hence played this holy prank. And then Nayanar, Eripatha nayanar, and Pogolchola nayanar fell down on the ground and prayed to the Almighty Lord Shiva. With the blessings of Almighty Lord Shiva, the five men and the royal elephant that were killed by Eripatha nayanar came back to life. Flowers were flourishing just like a heavy rain. And Sivami Andar was also, he was very happy to see the basket full of fresh fragrant flowers. Because he was so worried that his service was completely interrupted on that day. Then he made garlands using those flowers, then offered to the Lord of Karur on a temple. Eripatha nayanar and king again respected each other. They both lived long, and after their life on earth came to the end, they both were made the leaders of Shivaganash in Kailash by the Almighty Lord Shiva. Shivagami Andar, who made garlands with so much devotion and love, he also attained the lotus feet of Lord Shiva and escaped the endless cycles of birth and death. Just one thing about Pugalchola Nayanar. Pugalchola Nayanar was a great staunch devotee. When the moment he saw one of his soldier holding a head with jada, the head was just having a jada. And immediately he realized one of my soldier killed a Shiva devotee. I don't deserve to live. Accepting that fault, that's important. This is what we learn from this Purana. The moment he realized his elephant and his servants made a mistake, and then he feels the accountability. Nayanar felt the accountability, and he accepted that we made a mistake. Then we should find a solution for this. That's the lesson we learned from Pugalchola Nayanar. He gave his life just for the soul, just for that. When he saw when we think through Pugalchola Nayanar Puranam, we'll discuss that in detail. The moment he saw the jada in the head that his soldier was holding, then he immediately took that and held it in a golden plate. And then he went inside the fire. He reached the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. He said, Tardangi kadan muditha sadaidangam thirumudiyar, neerdangum sadaiperuman neridangam davaranar, Sirdangum ivarveni sirandangi varakandum, Pardanga irundeno, Palidangume indra Pali. If you offend a Shiva devotee, if you do any sins to Shiva devotee, and then it becomes Shiva Parata, and there is no cure for that. That's why he gave his life. All right, with that said, let's end the session today. We have completed Empiran Eripatha nayanar Puranam. And the next session, we will think through the great history of Gomathinayagam Puranam. Thiruchitrambalam. என்றும் இன்பம் பெருகும் இயல்பினால் ஒன்று காதலித்து உள்ளோம் ஓங்கிற மன்றுளார் அடியார் அவர் வான்புகள் நின்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹரஹர நம பார்வதி பதையே. ஹரஹர மகாதேவா. சிற்சபேசா சிவசிதம்பரம். தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் நிறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.